welcome to Most Time Class. Mr. Dowd here. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Tuesday. We got less than 3 weeks to go, so let's finish strong. So, I was just kind of looking at, I'm working on my Tinkercad project for Fort Jefferson, and looking at my schedule here, I have 4 days to finish. So, I was also looking at first, so I did the walls, I did the lighthouse, but I noticed the lighthouse is actually on the wall, so I have to fix that. And on top of that, I want to build this little island here, well, the extension of the island, and then that little piece that goes off to the other side here. That's what I want to try to work on today. So first off, let's go ahead and lift this up. And, I forgot that I never was able to group this because it wouldn't let it do transparent. So let's just go ahead and grab that all. Let's second here. Actually, I think I'll have to hold down Shift and just individually click everything. I think we're good. Okay, cool. So it's like right here, and let's raise that up. So it's on there. Cool. So that's about the lighthouse. Now I can go ahead and make this outside section. So I'm going to use the scribble tool for this time. So let's bring that over here. So it's like kind of like this. Kind of like that. And let's scribble that all in. Scribble, 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 scribble. The most tedious part to any of these drawing are using the draw tool on here, or scribble tool, whatever it's called. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Alright, almost done. Let's go press done now. So let's see, it's going to be on this side, so let's rotate that. Let's rotate that. Hold down Shift and make it proportionally bigger. How's it looking? So it's right off that tip. So it's going to be right here. And let's spin that around. And let's make this into like a 5. So I'm going to have to go in with all of this too. All in here and all in here. Actually, no, I can just go like this. And then just make this bigger that way. And I'll just have to color in this piece and this piece. So let's go ahead and add scribble. So now you can see it there. So I want to scribble right around here. Get that more down. And same with that. Alright, how's that look? All good? Yeah, that look good. Let's just make it a little bit wider that way. And let's make, instead of having to edit this down and erase that, let's just raise this up to, say, 5. Or actually, it'll be 6. There we go, now you can't see it. Perfect. Now I just gotta do, actually, I think I'm about to run out of time here. So, next class, I'll do this part to it, the little causeway with the other side. Alright, guys? Hope everyone's a fantastic day. I'll see you again on Wednesday. Bye.
Hey Gators, I'm going to make some brownies today. Everybody likes a good brownie. I need a spoon, hold on. Okay. 2 eggs. A 1/4 cup of water. Got my eggs. Whoop. There we go. All right. And I'm going to put the water in, mix it all up. I like to make my brownies in these disposable pans, these tin pans, because they come out better for some reason than if I put them in a regular glass pan. So you want to make sure you get all the lumps out. Make sure you scrape the bottom, because sometimes it can get stuck to the bottom. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to spray this. Pour the batter in. All right, so now we look like this, and I'm going to put these in the oven for about ½ an hour, probably 40 minutes, and we'll see how they come out.
Hey Gators, welcome back to Language and Play. All right, we are still working on our historical character project. So at this point, you guys should have your character profile done, you should have your background research done, and your character background story done. What we're going to look at today is now we're going to narrow it down to one historical event. This needs to be something real that happened, okay? And you're going to utilize your character as the influence for this event. So, my character, again, is Vlad Tepes Dracul, okay, the Prince of Wallachia, modern-day Romania, otherwise also known as Transylvania, which is a area of Romania. So Vlad Tepes was the Prince of Wallachia. He lost his throne for many years, about 10 years. In 1476, he regained his throne from the Ottomans, okay? He was actually captured after a battle by the Hungarian Empire. He had to escape from the Hungarians back to Wallachia and regain his throne. So that's the historical event. There were a lot of things that happened in this guy's life Okay, he's a very interesting character in history. But for my play, I'm only focusing on one event. All right. So, what I want you guys to do today is I want you to research a historical event that has to do with your character, one particular thing that happened. For example, if you chose Rosa Parks, she had an outstanding life. She did a lot more than just sit on the bus, right? Sitting in the front of the bus. But that might be the most impactful event of her life. That's the reason we all know her. So you could choose that, or you could choose something else. Or a Harriet Tubman, one of my favorite characters in all of history, right? Harriet Tubman was known for the Underground Railroad, but she was also a Civil War spy. Okay, she was a Civil War nurse. And she also ran a home for the poor for about 50 years after the Civil War. Okay, an amazing woman, amazing life. So what I want you to do is really think about the character as a whole, right? And then pick one historical event that you're going to focus your play on. All right? So that's what we're doing today. All right, Gators, can't wait to see what you come up with. Great job.
Hi guys. So I just wanted to show you the finished shark rock. I sprayed it with that gloss finish that I talked about. It just gives it a nice shiny look in the end, and it protects the paint. So if it got wet, the paint's not going to wash off. All right, so today we're actually going to be working on making an owl rock today. So I found this flat rock. I painted it with one coat of white because I'm going to be doing a snowy owl. So if you have a few different rocks, you might want to look at the shapes of the rock, and that can help you decide what you want to turn the rock into, what you want to paint on top of it. So when I saw this one, I thought a little bit about like the head of an owl and a little bit of the body. So I might not draw the entire owl on here, but I will make this top part the head of the owl, and then this will be the beginning of his body. So mostly it will be like about that much of the owl, like that. So I painted white on the rock first because he's mostly white. So what I'm going to do next is make my drawing on here, and then I'll be ready to paint the rest of it. So I have my reference picture. I actually have two. I love the look of his face right here, and I want to capture those giant yellow eyes as well. And I like this one because you can see a little bit more of his body. But I think I'm going to use this one to look at first. And I'm going to just sketch my owl face on here. So I want to leave a little bit of room at the top for those great grayish black feathers that he has, because I'm going to end up painting those kinds of feathers on the top of his head. So his eyes are not going to be way up here. His eyes are going to be a little bit lower down. So somewhere around here. And I really want to emphasize those eyes. So emphasis means that you're focusing in on that. That is what you want to focus on. You want people to notice the most. So I'm going to try to emphasize the eyes by just really making them pretty large on here. So those are going to be the eyes. I think it's a little bit more like this. It's a little flatter on the top part of that eye, if you notice. Flat and then round. So it's a straight line and then more rounded at the bottom. And his beak is not way up high. His beak is kind of low. So it's going to end up coming down a little bit more than I thought. So his beak is going to be somewhere around here. And then in the end, I'll try to make it look like some feathers are overlapping and going on top of that beak a little bit. So something like that. Go up and make those pupils. Like that. And then I'm just going to make some little marks where I want those black and gray feathers to be. And then maybe I'll do a little bit down below too. Just marking where I'm going to place those black and gray feathers. They kind of stop on his face. He doesn't have any on his face, but on his lower, under his head, on his body, he's got those blackish feathers. And on the very top of his head. All right. So I like my sketch. And I'm ready to paint this owl now. So when I get started painting, I'm going to paint the eyes first, that kind of a bright yellow. And we'll probably end up doing it a little bit like we did the cat, where I'm going to do a little bit of a lighter yellow down at the bottom and then a darker yellow at the top. So I might add a little bit of purple into the top, or maybe a little bit of green or orange. I haven't decided yet. But we'll definitely make it look like there's a darker part of the eye and a lighter part of the eye. We'll create different values of that color when we do the eye. All right, guys, so next time we're going to paint this.
Thanks for watching Enrichment TV, Gators. Remember, work hard, be nice, and we'll see you tomorrow.